catch a body, she a hottie, call her shawty, look like a Barbie, catch her like party, throw a party with your mommy, I can tell that.
Hey guys, Dreams here again. This is me, what if Naruto was Yuuji Itadori? Now, in this what if, well, I'm gonna go over Sukuna. Is Naruto be the vessel of Sukuna, but also the vessel of the Nine-Tailed Fox? So yeah. Basically, Sukuna is someone, well, he's more like having remnants of the Ten Tails chakra. He's like all the remnants that are kind of just fused into one person. Like Kagura was like, this excess chakra that I didn't absorb, so I'll turn it into a living being. But this living being was a little too chaotic, so Hagoromo just sealed it away. That living being broke out like the Second Great Ninja War and kind of wreaked havoc on the world from the shadows. Also in the Third Great Ninja War, just to make it a bit more accurate for time. But eventually he sealed away using a bunch of tags, a bunch of chains covered in tags, everything. And this curse gave himself the name of Ryumen Sukuna. The Nine-Tails and him are very close in power. This beast is above the Eight Tails, like above all other tailed beasts, but on the level of the Nine-Tails. Like it can swap hands with all Nine-Tailed beasts at the same time. Not all Eight-Tailed beasts at the same time, but not win. It can like even out against all of them at once. But then if you were fighting the Nine-Tails, that fight would last days, but he'd lose. And if you fought 1 through 8 Tails for days on end, it still ended in a draw. So it's like his power. He'll draw with 8-tailed beasts, lose the 9. So yeah, like it would take at least half the Nine-Tails power to not half, more like 77, so like I'd say 70% total to beat Sukuna. I'm not talking about canonical Sukuna. I'm talking about this Sukuna. Give me the chakra anchored energy. So yeah, you heard me right. Made a chakra anchored energy. But with this, well, when the Nine-Tails attack would happen for Minato, well, Sukuna is broken up with the Nine-Tail intentionally. And Sukuna breaks out, well, it's like after the Nine-Tails gets released from Genjutsu. Sukuna and the Nine-Tails both begin like rampaging in Konoha, and it leads to a lot more deaths. But eventually, Minato decided to use the Reaper, and the Reaper using one hand would seal the Nine-Tails, using the other hand would seal Sukuna, both inside Naruto. But the way that the Reaper would drag in, well, that would drag in these two beings. Well, these two beings basically fuse. The chakra is 1, and the Nine-Tails is stronger. Nine-Tails is also now covered in these black fur markings. His fur basically becomes black in some spots and makes the Sukuna markings. And this is the Nine-Tails power basically increases by 50%. So Nine-Tails is a bit closer to Ten-Tails power. Or just hype up the Nine-Tails power a bit more. We know that Ten-Tails can beat all-tailed beasts easily with no effort. It no diffs all-tailed beasts. But now, with Kuroma's being enhanced by Sukuna, it would take at least the Ten-Tails mid-diff for the Nine-Tails itself, with how much stronger it is. Nine-Tails also gained a physical form in the shape of Sukuna, but Sukuna would just lose all those markings in the physical form, but also has orange hair. And then his clothes are also a bit more black and red. So, yeah. So with this, well, Naruto would kind of have these two sealed inside of him, and there's always a battle for control. But Naruto being the main character, he can fight off the control for a bit. They can usually take over while he sleeps, but they can barely get out of his house without him regaining control. Which amazes them that he has this much willpower at 4 years old, which is when they kind of emerge. But we go on to Naruto when he's roughly around, I'm going to say, 9 years old. Now we did know that Naruto tried to graduate the academy 3 times. This would be his 3rd time to graduate. It would be his 3rd time trying to. So with this, Misuke decides that Naruto's getting upset that he failed so many times, and Misuke would give Naruto the ultimatum to seal scroll sealing, as we recently given the mission to do it. He thinks, well, the faster I do it, the more I could get promoted. So I'll have this kid do it. Then he'll take the fall from me. In the midst of this fall, I'll steal it in the midst of the chaos and leave. So he has Naruto go and steal it, and Naruto would open the scroll. But Naruto, well, there's another scroll Hiruzen had. And, well, this scroll it kind of had a mixed-up name. Sealing Scroll and Scroll of Sealing. Naruto was supposed to steal the Scroll of Sealing, and he stole the Sealing Scroll. Sealing Scroll basically talked about what happened to Naruto sealing is, well, Yuuji arrived right as Minato fully sealed Sukuna and the Nine-Tails in Naruto at once. So Hiruzen only saw Sukuna and Nine-Tails disappeared, and then basically saw them disappear, and then a seal appeared on Naruto's stomach. He described what could have happened with Naruto and how it works, and how Naruto's chakra would fluctuate. Also having this new power of cursed energy. Also, if you guys have seen that one Naruto movie, when it's like pre-Shippuden movie, it seems like that whole kingdom. I'm gonna find the name of it real quick. And it's called Naruto movie. It's called Naruto the movie Stone of Galel or Jalel. They use another form of power. Like they don't even use chakra. They don't know what chakra is. So that's kind of how it is for Naruto. Like you don't know what kind of power this is, but he uses it more than chakra, which actually allows him to be a bit above everyone else. But I don't think Itadori's dumb at all. By the way, I don't think he's dumb. I think his intelligence is pretty fair and average, but he's goofy, which makes him seem dumb. Like a lot more like you have Naruto who acts goofy, but he is dumb. Goku acts goofy, but he is dumb. But then we'd have someone like Tanjiro. He's not just that goofy, but he contrasts most characters. But Boruto, he acts goofy, but he's dumb. But we don't like to see on the topic of Boruto, so we're gonna leave that. But there's like a lot of characters that are goofy but act dumb, or that are goofy and are dumb. But then there's like Boruto, or there's Tanjiro who has goofy moments but isn't too goofy. There's Yuuji. I wouldn't say Baki or Yujiro, but they're decently smart, but they also have some weird moments. But yeah. So yeah, that's kind of how Naruto is. He's pretty decent intelligence, and compared to his really goofy attitude. Plus, he actually knows he's pretty decent with taijutsu. This is going in taijutsu contrasts Sasuke's. Even Sasuke are always battling for the top of their class. Naruto's physical strength and overwhelming speed puts him above Sasuke in literally every single category. On top of his lightning fast reflexes. So yeah. But Naruto would back to the scroll. He reads this basically the ceiling scroll, reads about Sukuna and everything. And Sukuna even that's what happened to us. Like I didn't get all of it. I was busy fighting that masked bastard that tried to steal me away. Well, not steal but control me. As Sukuna and Obito were fighting, like they were swapping hands. And for a second, Minato and Obito were on the same side, which allowed Minato to actually recognize Obito's chakra signature a bit, kind of analyze who Obito was, and realize that Obito was someone he knew, but he had to figure it out. But not long after he's like sealed away. Not long after he's put in Naruto, he realizes that was Obito. But yeah, back to this. So Sukuna and Kurama learn, or Kurakuna, basically, because they fuse. They learn everything. It's like two people sharing a body, so they can like, communicate back and forth. But they both learn everything, and realize that with the seal that Minato would use, they cannot break out ever. This is like a Reaper sealed contract. They're not breaking out of the seal no matter what happens. They can try, but it won't work. Even if this seal will have to loosened by like someone who knows the pattern of the seal. It has to be Naruto, Jiraiya, as Kurama knows who Jiraiya is. Like Naruto or Jiraiya, maybe even Hiruzen. One of these three has to break the seal. One of these three only, or maybe just like the Renegon. So three people in one object can extract him from Naruto's body. So yeah. So they do learn that they're not getting out of his body ever. So they have to pray on Naruto's death, or that Naruto tries to beat them in a fight. That's what they have to pray on. But in the meantime, what do? Sabotage him? If they sabotage him too much, he'll die. The only options are literally stop sabotaging him, or kind of have Uncle Naruto but die early. That's kind of what the only choices are. So what they kind of do is actually give Naruto access to all this chakra, but they do they give Naruto access to all this regular chakra, but they also give him access to cursed energy, allowing him to grow in his own way. But they will not give him access to any of their chakra at all. They seal themselves off from Naruto, so they make it hard for him to even access his own mindscape. But we do go on to Naruto's 13. And he's 13, he read the whole ceiling scroll, but he had the wrong one. But Mizuki, he was waiting too late, encountered Iruka, and him and Iruka fought. When Iruka was able to escape and reported what happened, without Hiruzen not go to the office as Naruto had finished reading. So Naruto has a few jutsu from the scroll of ceiling. So he knows the steps of Flying Raijin and Rasengan, but what he's stuck with is basically, Shadow Clone Jutsu and Multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu. So he has those 4 jutsu memorized, but only uses 2 of them. So, and by the time that he is done with like Multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu and regular Shadow Clone Jutsu, he just keeps growing in power. Plus, he's even able to unlock fire release and wind release. Or actually, if I were to put Sukuna in Naruto, with how fast your JK characters seem to be and just how their speed is used, I can see Sukuna having Swift Release, Fire Release, Wind Release, maybe not Lightning, maybe I would say Earth Release. Then Kurama's stated natures are Fire and Wind. So Naruto has Swift Release, Fire Release, Wind Release, Earth Release, and, well, he can't use all that at once at 13 years old. He can more or less access Swift Release and Wind Release and Fire Release. Earth Release is the only thing he can't use, but he also doesn't know any Fire Style Jutsu. The best location he tried to copy Sasuke's Fireball, because him and Sasuke are eternal rivals at this point. Him and Sasuke are a bit closer in scale than canonical Naruto and Sasuke, but Naruto's strength and speed puts him above Sasuke. So, yeah. In terms of skill, though, they're even. So, but Naruto's body is just different. Also, he's a bit more eager to learn anything, which actually shocks Iruka, because Naruto's the only kid eager to learn anything. Maybe like Sakura or Ino, but, yeah. Also, Naruto hangs out with, wait. Pause. Alright, where was I? Oh yeah. So, Naruto's a Higashima and Choji a lot, but also Shino and Hinata. And even when he turns to Hinata, she even teaches himself a gentle fist, and Naruto even has a crush on Hinata herself. It's kind of a mutual crush, but they don't know that they like each other, or he doesn't know Hinata likes him. Hinata doesn't know that he likes her. All he knows is they're very friendly with each other. Also, Hinata's guard whenever he tries to basically fight Naruto. Naruto knowing the ins and outs of the gentle fist, he can beat down Hinata's guard. But he doesn't. He honestly roughs him up a bit, then walks away, having a few scratches himself. But he heals insanely fast, like a lot faster than canonical Yuuji does. Canonical Yuuji, like, yeah, Yuuji just. I'm putting this face right now. If we were to master Sukuna's abilities, I would put his healing factor close to Deadpool's. Basically, I'd say his healing factor surpasses Wolverine's, but closes on Deadpool's. Because Sukuna just randomly grew his whole hand, just out of nowhere, and it happened. Well, Naruto, I don't even think he can regrow a single finger. So, yeah, Naruto's healing factor is basically Sukuna and Kurama's, or Yuji's and his canonical one stacked, plus Uzumaki healing factor, which no one ever takes into account. So yeah, if Naruto like lose a hand, he can just honestly just wait, give him 5 minutes, and his hand will regrow. So yeah, give him 5 minutes, and it'll just naturally regrow. So, like 3 different forms of healing factors that are OP. But yeah, so Team 7, Kakashi and Naruto. Well, Kakashi would ask Naruto like his likes and dislikes first, because Naruto's the only one eager to learn anything here. Naruto says his likes are, well, training, fighting, eating ramen, experimenting with food, and hanging out with his friends. And, well, I guess fighting Sasuke isn't too bad either. Then his dream, well, he wants to master his abilities and become the strongest shinobi, or become Hokage, basically. Basically, just master all of his abilities and become Hokage. This is like his goal is to master his abilities, his dream is to become Hokage. Kakashi just realized that is happy that these two aren't like his dream and goal aren't the same thing. So yeah. His dislikes, Naruto then says, well, he doesn't really have any dislikes. People do what they want to do, but just don't put down people's hard work. That's something that people will, instead of the name, work hard for. No matter who you are, you can't put down people's hard work. Just because you can't be bothered to put any in, doesn't mean that you can't put others down for theirs. And Sasuke, well, he then says he likes fighting Naruto, and that's that's the only thing that's going for him in life. His dislikes basically everything, even Naruto. His goal, kill certain someone, or his goal, beat Naruto in a fight. His dream, kill certain someone, and restore his clan. Sakura says her likes, she blushes at Naruto and Sasuke, and then her dislikes, Kiba. Kiba 100%, Kiba, she hates him. And then, well, her dream, or her goal, she blushes at Naruto and Sasuke, then her dream blushes at Naruto and Sasuke. So yeah. But then the next day was the bell test. But Naruto can already, because Nine Tails and Sukuna kind of being forced to somewhat acknowledge Naruto's existence and his own power, even. They'd just somewhat show a bit of respect towards him, or just show like they were talking. They'd be like more like acquaintances, or like just like frenemies if they were to meet. They'd be like more acquaintances or frenemies, or a equenemy, an acquaintance and enemy at the same time. So Naruto does have access to basically the ability to sense emotions, or Kurama's ability to sense emotions, but also he has a vast supply of cursed energies to access as well. But that's just through nature. So yeah, but Naruto in this time, well, he eats breakfast because he doesn't know Kakashi had somewhat of a lie. Didn't know where it was, but he guessed it was the food. So he ate breakfast, then arrived, but through Sasuke and Sakura, their food as well. They eat, and Kakashi didn't arrive for like 30 minutes, so they just ate. And then Kakashi does arrive, Sasuke and Sakura, their food had barely settled, but so they may actually throw up. But Naruto's good. So yeah, and Naruto's gear was traditionally in his academy, just honestly just like an orange jacket, some shorts, and just sandals. And he still beat Sasuke's ass without putting his hands out of his pocket. He'd just rely on just reflex and strength and speed, but only his legs, because Sasuke isn't ready to have a punch thrown at him from Naruto. But maybe Kakashi is. Also, keep in mind Naruto's raw strength at this age. Usually at the age of 15, if I look at the car and I can kind of just guess what kind of car it is, at least just from the size and everything, I can just pick the car that resembled its frame and just what it reminded me of. The car usually threw was roughly around 5,000 pounds. So he threw around 2 tons, and just threw it at someone randomly. And he only gets stronger with each arc, or basically with each fight. So I can imagine he can throw beyond 2 tons now. So, yeah, this kid Naruto at age 13 can probably throw roughly around 1 ton, and that's him doing it casually. Pushing himself to his limit, maybe at the best 1.9 tons. But currently around 1.2 tons. But yeah. But now we go on to just Kakashi arriving, and then he tells us about the bell test. And Naruto does realize that, well, with how compassionate he is toward just people and everyone else in general, he's basically tells Sasuke and Sakura he'll fight Kakashi just going all out. They both just have to run and take the bells in the middle of the fight. This basically says that no one can match his strength, so he'll overwhelm Kakashi. Or he hopes that Kakashi is someone that can't match his strength. So with this, Naruto ran full speed ahead Kakashi when he said start, and make Kakashi begin fighting. With Naruto and Kakashi begin swapping hands, eventually Naruto spun around, and then Kakashi with a kick right in the face. Kakashi was sent flying off the ground into a tree and poofed into a log. Kakashi wasn't ready for that strength or speed, as he just walks out, putting away his book telling Naruto that he'll have to take him decently serious. This Naruto used 2 shadow clones, realizing Kakashi isn't playing around anymore. And now Naruto with these 2 clones next to him. I said 2 or 3, but I'm gonna say 2. Basically, just 3 Narutos are basically around. He tells these 2 to enhance their strength and speed so they don't get hit, and they not. And with that, Kakashi has to fight these 3, and he's being overwhelmed with their strength, their speed, everything. Even their battle IQ is amazing him as the way he strategizes on a split second. He does better than even some Jonin do. So yeah, Kakashi would just analyze Naruto's overwhelming speed and strength because he can tell that Naruto's only going out with his physical body. You could do Naruto just with his physical strength and technique alone, maybe low tuning at the best. Like he'd pass the tuning exams definitely if he would just rely on his body alone. Because even his reflexes seem to be close to a Sharingan level. So yeah. But initially, Kakashi would see not just physical and chakra and cursed energy, but mainly looks like chakra, but there's like black hints in it which resemble cursed energy. He would punch Kakashi would block it, but then suddenly, a clone will launch the 2 clones will land a combined punch, which Kakashi flying through the air, and he realized one of his arms is broken now. But that impact with these 2 clones felt harder. Yeah, definitely it would, no matter what, but this felt like 10 guys just hit him. With him flying through the air, he lands on the ground, holding his arm, and revealing a Sharingan, realizing that he can't take Naruto as a joke. But then, as Naruto went in for another punch, Kakashi would dodge, only Naruto would actually reach down, grabbing his vest, throwing him in the air. He holds Kakashi in the air, the clones would grab Naruto's arms down, Sasuke and Sakura jump and grab the bells. But before they do that, Kakashi tried to use a laser block, but Sasuke kicked both of his legs out of the way. Sakura used a kunai to cut the bells off, while Sasuke grabbed his and she grabbed hers. Then Naruto threw Kakashi. This battle had lasted roughly around 15 minutes. So, it was a good battle. Kakashi says that they pass, but does tell them to actually there's a lot of openings for them in the battle. They should have jumped in earlier. But it's on Naruto, that's a really good way to think on the whim, as Kakashi Sharingan didn't detect that he'd be grabbed. Like, unless he's picked up and not dropped or anything. Like, when the bells were gone, he lightly put Kakashi down. He was trying to detect any danger, didn't detect anything at all. Naruto just lightly put him down. So, yeah. Like even if the battle was still going on, he would have put Kakashi down lightly, or at least just put him down in a way that he could have recovered from, no matter what age or what build he had. But yeah. But now with this, they eat, and Kakashi would ask Naruto what ability that punch was. This Naruto says, that's my divergent fist. Basically, if I hit you once, and I hit you again, the second impact will do double the damage. Or it'll be a delayed bit of damage. You won't feel pain for a second, then the pain will lay in at double the regular impact. But there's two ways that I use it. My chakra and this other thing I have, combined, it was the second one mainly. Kakashi would nod, as he usually told Kakashi about cursed energy, but yeah. They studied Sukuna a bit, so they have pretty basic, or not basic, but they're not good readings on cursed energy, but they know what it is and how it works. They don't know what abilities it could have though. But yeah. Now I go on to basically the Waves arc. And, well, honestly, Naruto is still somewhat canonical. Naruto also a bit of Yuuji. He was actually just, he politely asked Yuuji for a higher rank mission. But, he's a bit laid back about it, but also very polite. And then Yuuji says, because Sasuke's action, I was going to say no. But Naruto, he looks like you saved your team. Sure. He started to try the mission, saying, a few bandits. That's easy. And at that, well, Yuuji basically calls him Tazuna. And Naruto was honestly just kind of jumping up and down doing just basic workouts because he's hyperactive. But what shocks Tazuna is that Naruto's doing a push-up just on one finger. So Naruto isn't even trying to impress him, he's just honestly bored and doing workouts. Tazuna's impressed with Naruto. Sasuke seems emo, Kakashi seems pretty laid back, but he's that brat sensei, so thinks Kakashi's stronger than Naruto now. And then Sakura seems to just be a girl, so he wrote Sasuke and Sakura only. But then the next day, there's the mission, and now we're going to the Demon Brothers. Naruto already called something was wrong, so he felt this really killing intent, but didn't identify where it's coming from. Well, the second time on the looping the Genjutsu, he's like, got a puddle right there. He told Sasuke and Sakura to get behind him, and they did. Sasuke just pulled out kunai and then jumped behind Naruto. He jumped over him, not even behind him, just over him. The brothers jumped to the puddle, and Sasuke threw kunai at them. They both blocked it using their gloves. But Naruto jumped, punching one in the guts full force, while Sakura just threw tons of kunai at one of them. But then she snuck in one exploding kunai, that's what Naruto recommends every time you throw a barrage of kunai. A pretty basic strategy, but also not expected of Genin, as it's a pretty advanced strategy that most Chunin and Jonin would use. There's not a lot of Genin that have access to these explosive tags, unless it's like war or a very tense time of battle. But you can also buy them, so. Well, Sakura basically ended up using one exploding kunai that Naruto had bought. When it explodes, one Demon Brother sent flying to the ground. We should run, tackle him, and before we can get her off, the Demon Brother is kicked in the face by Sasuke, and then knocks him out. Well, Naruto just one-shot his own Demon Brother. So yeah. The Demon Brother's on the ground, basically shaking, foaming at the mouth. He's not dead, but he's not going to be answering anything for a while. Naruto apologizing profusely. He walked over Sasuke and Sakura's Demon Brother, and then slapped his mask off, saying, "Alright, we need answers." And Sasuke listens to Kakashi says, "Naruto, that's not an interrogation." He pulled Naruto back and began interrogating him properly. So, yeah. Once they get the information they need, Naruto says he'll be analyzing ahead or just sensing ahead. So he basically has someone to carry him while he basically focuses on all of his intent on basically sensing. And Tazuna picked up Naruto, as two clones would be next to Tazuna. One is actually carrying another Naruto. This actually just enhances the sensing range. So, Plus, Naruto had shadow clones for 3 years, so he's 4 years at this point. So he knows the secret of the shadow clones, but doesn't use it. Doesn't know how to utilize it well. So yeah. But now when it comes to Genjutsu, the clone immediately broke it. And then real Naruto called out, there's two people out here, one's trying to hide, the other one is ready for attack. So yeah. So with this, well, Kakashi thinks Naruto as both the clones disappeared, Tazuna let Naruto down. Naruto had basically used wind release, and blew away all the mist that they were covered in, even blowing away a few trees to reveal Haku. This was just a great breakthrough jutsu. But Naruto infusing anything with cursed energy just enhanced the area damage. That's why it revealed Haku. But once Haku's revealed, well, Haku just jumped in front of Zabuza saying that he's found out, so there's no use in hiding. Naruto immediately kind of like punches his palm, but kind of just goes like just ready for a battle. With that, he ended up looking at Zabuza looking at Haku and determined that the Haku was the stronger one. Well, he told Sasuke and Sakura, so Sasuke and Kakashi to fight Haku. Sakura should defend Tazuna, and he'll fight Zabuza himself. Haku's the stronger one. But Zabuza seems to have the most deadly intent. So yeah, Zabuza left, and Naruto thought he can take him himself. But Naruto just ran, punching at Zabuza full force and full speed. Zabuza blocked using his blade, but Naruto punched the blade to pieces, which amazed everyone. They knew Naruto was strong, but this strong? Zabuza being in shock, was punched in the face and he sent flying through the air. Zabuza hit the ground almost unconscious from that blow, as Naruto went all out with that punch. Nothing stopping his momentum. Plus, Naruto's a martial artist, he's a really good one at that. In terms of just skill, matching Sasuke. In terms of just how he utilizes his skill, basically his battle IQ puts him above Rock Lee even. Like his battle IQ is above basically most Jonin. So yeah, his battle IQ and basic IQ combined puts him above around an average Jonin. Well, average IQ is like average Genin, high Genin. Some Sasuke are rivals, basically everything. But yeah, his stats are kind of complicated just from how much effort he puts in. Yeah. But Naruto and Zabuza began clashing, and Zabuza got his bearings back a little bit, so holding off Naruto is really hard for him, but still, he can do decent at it. Him and Naruto are both taking an equal amount of blows from each other, but Zabuza is definitely getting hurt a lot more. But eventually, Naruto picked up Zabuza by his belt, throwing him, not belt, but I think I guess like his waistband, and threw him in the air. Zabuza was able to land, but then when he landed, he basically cut across the chest from the hilt of it, or I guess the shards of his execution blade. It's not to pick up the biggest shard you can find, and began using it as like a blade slashing at Zabuza. That was eventually the same thing, but Naruto kicked his shard at Zabuza, and it stabbed Zabuza right in the side. It wasn't deep, but still stabbed him. But then Naruto ran at Zabuza again, and jumped into the air. Zabuza thought he just catch Naruto, until suddenly Naruto revealed a clone. The clone ran, and basically just yanked out the shards from Zabuza's side, and stabbed Zabuza in his other side again. And Zabuza is being overrun by Naruto's sheer speed and strength, so it's a hard fight. But eventually Zabuza is put in a chokehold by Naruto, and with Naruto's physical strength, Zabuza can't break out of this. He's just choked out. So yeah. And Kakashi unexpected Zabuza and Naruto's tie. Like he expected a tie, just how strong Kakashi views it. That's how strongly Kakashi thinks of Naruto. But not beating Zabuza wasn't in his mind really. It was like a tie at the best. Naruto Kakashi versus Zabuza. Kakashi versus Haku. Kakashi and Sasuke versus Haku. Sakura is able to somewhat react to Haku's Senbone and deflect from Tazuna, but mainly use herself as a human shield. Occasionally throw kunai at Haku to deflect or attack. But yeah, we'll go to Sasuke, who's actually decently able to push Haku a decent amount away. Haku can't hold back because of Kakashi. So Haku's going all out, which means Sasuke isn't doing as well as he did in current anime, even if he's stronger than that current anime Sasuke. With this, Kakashi and Sasuke combined are able to push Haku to a decent extent, but they're giving Haku about 85, Haku's like 89% power. But suddenly the clone of Naruto rushed in and began punching at Haku, pushing Haku now to around 98%. This time, let's just how much one clone of Naruto can push Haku to. But yeah. Naruto went over Sakura, pulling out a bit of bandage from his pocket, as he doesn't matter how much of an attacker he is, he prefers to support his team a lot more than attacking. A lot more of a gentle and calm soul, if you guys can tell. But we pulled someone on Sakura, and began bandaging her up. So by the time he's done, Sakura thanked Naruto, and he kind of told her to rest. He'll defend Zabuza, defend Tazuna himself. But he then told the clone to move, and then Sasuke and Kakashi also moved. Naruto then just yelled Naruto stream as the clone had jumped at Naruto, and then Naruto pushed off the clone's feet using Yell Palm, and the clone had punched Haku right in the face, breaking his mask and knocking him out. So yeah. So with this, Team 7 then goes on, but Naruto is obviously almost out of energy. He's exhausted. But Kakashi would just smile at Naruto, couldn't just say anything that he did really good. But Kakashi himself was also kind of tired. Not as tired as in canon, but still tired. So Tazuna picks up Naruto, and then, Kakashi kind of just they need a lot more breaks in between, so you get to land waves a bit later, but still. Yeah. But it's time they do arrive. Well, Naruto like wasn't like he didn't pass out for days on end, but he was better than for around a total of a day. Zabuza did land a few hits on him, and Zabuza had a bit more skill than Naruto, so he knew where to hit Naruto, but like he knew all vital points. But Naruto's better durability and insane healing factor will allow Naruto to be immune to those. But Naruto also took a lot of energy out of himself trying to hit the same points, but missing a lot. So just him trying to just imitate Zabuza's skill level was really hard for him to do because he's still kind of a kid. So he's better than for a day, but that doesn't mean he can't like walk around a little bit. So yeah. But eventually, once it got to someone arriving, or first Zabuza and Haku, Zabuza is kind of just not able to activate at he's around like 75% in total because of just the stab wounds he has. Not fatal, as Naruto wouldn't kill anyone at all. He wouldn't try to at all. At best, just wound Zabuza. Kind of like paralyze him is the worst you do to Zabuza. But Naruto's recently back at his full ability, and well, he also has to learn Fireball Jutsu from Sasuke. So yeah. With how eager Naruto is to learn, he also just asked Kakashi to teach him how to use just more fire style jutsu. As his wind release is decent. He needed a bit more fire in his arsenal though. So yeah, so when it came to Haku, Naruto not told Kakashi he'll fight Haku himself, but Zabuza should be taken out by Kakashi and Sasuke. They seem to be a pretty good duo. And Naruto will just tire Haku. So yeah, that's all he can do. He knows it. So yeah, with this Naruto and Haku being clashing, Haku was actually a bit more weird than Naruto, not even going all out from the start. But then so is Naruto, busting out every bit of jutsu he has, busting out Divergent Fist. I don't know if Zabuza and Sasuke. By the time Kakashi and Sasuke beat Zabuza, they're both decently tired, but they're also a bit stronger too. Well, Naruto's covered in Senbone in one arm, and even a few in his other leg too. Like few in the leg, few in the arm, few in the body. They're not really affecting Naruto as they kind of just fall out of Naruto's body and just immediately heal. He's also pretty low on energy, as Haku is obviously a lot faster than him. I'm not sure basically everyone besides Haku who's certified to move at light speed. So yeah. Well, Naruto at the best is like Mach 9. So yeah, Mach 9 is Naruto's highest speed at this point. So with this, we'll each go to Naruto, who would it seems like Sasuke and Kakashi would help him with Haku. Haku is defeated. Haku is honestly intrigued by Naruto's strength. Also, just to do Naruto's influence, Kakashi wouldn't kill Zabuza, but there's a kunai jammed into his hand, so he can't wield his blade, or any blade, as a matter of fact. Then we go to basically just Gato and his men arriving, and Zabuza was still ready to kill them. When he tried to get ready to kill them, Naruto sitting by himself, barely able to even walk. But for the first time he had access chakra, the Nine Tails chakra, so to say. We see that Sukuna's energy as well. So yeah, his chakra just breaks out his body, turning it just having like a red aura around him. The aura would disperse. But for the first time, Naruto would activate Black Flash. I'm just ready for this. But he only do one Black Flash. So he would use it once, and the punch the guy so hard that he beat that punch. The shockwave itself took out around a quarter of the guys. And the guys then fought and took out another quarter, and then that took out not quarter, but around half the guys in total. And Zabuza with another half. This half Zabuza is badly wounded. His back is covered in scratches and slashes, but still, he won. He's not dying, but still. But yeah, so Zabuza then just actually would still use mouth to kill Gato, the blade in his mouth to kill Gato, and Naruto ends up picking up Zabuza. Now Kakashi pick up Haku, and this Naruto then said that they should head back to Konoha now. So yeah, they head back to Konoha with the bridge being named the Great Naruto Bridge. This Naruto has a lot better heroism than his team itself, or better sense of it. Even when it came to Inari, Naruto personally sat down with Inari and just talked to him and just made him believe in hope again, or made him have hope again. So it worked. Yeah, even when he's sick, not sick, but when he's better, and he'll start to clean up after his team and everything, just to help the village itself, even though he barely get out of bed. So yeah, so Naruto is just a lot better of a person than his team, but he has a good influence on his team, on his team themselves. But yeah, but now in Konoha, well, Naruto had reunited with Konohamaru. He still punched him in the back of the head, but not even punched, just slapped him in the back of the head. But yeah. But now when it came to him and Konohamaru, he basically focused on Konohamaru's just taijutsu and chakra control. And kind of being he's going to Konohamaru to water walk. So, yeah. Now back on, no, not back on, but now to basically just the 2 weeks till the tuning exams, or at least the 2 weeks when Konohamaru would meet Kankuro. This time, Naruto was just training Konohamaru, just for fun. So, and even Ebisu just was intrigued that Naruto was not that bad of a guy compared to basically people describing him as a demon. Unfortunately, he's the only ninja that described Naruto as a demon. Some villagers were like, he's the nine-tailed brat. But no, from Jonin and everything, like Chunin, Jonin, Genin, Demon Fox. There's not to beat up Jonin, Genin, Chunin, and Jonin, just respectively. So, yeah, some stats of them are roughly around Jonin tier, so that's why he beats Jonin, but, yeah. 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 Pause. But yeah, Naruto and Team 7, when Konohamaru meets Kankuro. Yeah, Kankuro's about to punch Konohamaru in the face, only to have his face grabbed and then squeezed. And then he realizes he's in the air and he's like wondering what the hell is this force crushing him. And then Naruto's like killing tent in his eyes. But then Naruto smirks, pointing at Kankuro, saying, scared you, didn't I? Kankuro's kind of just shaking, saying, no. They pick up Konohamaru shaking. Like, Konohamaru and Kankuro basically had the same expression and same bit of shaking, saying, see how scared you made him? I made you that scared. With regard to crushing your skull like a grape, which I can do. So next time, don't believe the Hokage's grandson. Kankuro immediately froze, and Naruto and Konohamaru walk away. But then Naruto ended up kicking a pebble, throwing it right at Gaara full speed. And Gaara's sand couldn't even react to it. Gaara's skin is just scraped completely. Blood hit the ground. And Gaara's just in shock, didn't process this. So, yeah. As soon as Gaara realized his face had a scratch on it, he didn't see the blood, but still was scratched, which just made him even angrier. He didn't turn to one-tails, but the man was seething. So, yeah. But Gaara is like his biggest threat by far, besides the Kazekage and Hokage. But now we go on to just Team 7, and when they meet Rock Lee. Rock Lee goes on to attack Sasuke, but Naruto had to block the punch, telling Sasuke that he can't fight this guy at all. And Rock Lee realizes that Naruto didn't move an inch from that punch. He jumps back up, wondering who Naruto is. So Naruto says his name is Naruto Uzumaki. And so Rock Lee says, the next best thing, you're Sasuke's rival, right? You're nodded, saying, so what of it? Rock Lee went in for another punch, but Naruto's moving faster than Rock Lee is. His Naruto speed is roughly close to weightless Rock Lee. Or I don't think that match up with how fast Naruto is. Pause. Actually, if we use my earlier speed feat for Naruto, he's leagues faster than Rock Lee is. Because Rock Lee's estimate at the most for him versus Gaara is maybe 3,000 miles an hour. Naruto's speed feat is 7,000 miles an hour at this point. So if we want to use that Mach 10 statement that I made earlier, Naruto is leagues faster than Rock Lee is by far. Even if Rock Lee were to use the gates, he can keep pace with Naruto, but only using gates. So yeah, but his strength and speed are easily overwhelmed by Naruto. So he's not catching up anytime soon, even using the gates. At the best, he maxed out he uses maximum limits to outspeed Naruto, but not outmuscle him. That's basically impossible. So yeah, but Rock Lee and Naruto swap hands for a bit. And Guy even shut up the fight because Rock Lee's losing horribly because he can't keep up with Naruto. Which even amazed Tenten and Neji. So, yeah. The guy applauded Naruto, telling Naruto that his skill can use some work. He should stop by him or leave for training. This is nothing Neji even says, my cousin Hinata trains you too, right? With Gentle Fist. Naruto says he's not good at it, so he doesn't use it, but he tries to improve a bit. This is Neji just smirked, saying, He's looking forward to fighting another genius. Naruto immediately could tell what kind of person Neji was, and Rock Lee realized that Naruto doesn't like Neji that much by off the bat. But he cheered up Naruto towards Neji, so it worked out decently. But now we go on to the written test. And like I said before, Naruto's intelligence is pretty close to Sasuke's, but also pretty average at the same time. This was like basically like, push himself to his limit in every aspect of himself to even beat Sasuke. Not even beat Sasuke, to even beat Sasuke's intelligence. But when it came to Hinata and him cheating, he already, when he asked him to cheat, he then thought about it and didn't realize the whole aspect of this challenge was cheating. So yeah. But then Naruto had an idea. This idea is basically, he'll cause a distraction, as no one can see him move how fast he is. And you can bet the only person that help him is the Hyuga. Or not help him, the only person that can beat him, that can catch him is the Hyuga. You can tell it's up to Hyuga because there's them covering their eyes. And also you can see veins slightly bulging a bit below the bandage all over their face. But it took a lot of attention to detail. So with Naruto's seat, he realized that if he were asked to use the bathroom, it'd be the Hyuga being the one to actually, escort him. He used the bathroom, the Hyuga brought him to the bathroom. Specifically, like the room, Naruto delivered like a very swift series of palm strikes to the guy's gut, and the guy had just slumped over outside the door. Then Naruto directed the guy to the side, pushed into him, and walked out. Not walked out, walked in. It's about Naruto, and that's what he says, he tried to fight me and he lost. Naruto sat down in his spot, in like, not in his spot, in like the Hyuga's spot. He analyzed what everyone was doing. Eventually, he walked over to Ibiki and told Ibiki about some people obviously cheating. Well, in the meantime, this Naruto's transformation on doesn't mean he's weaker than he is or slower. But with him having speed and reaction speed than Ibiki, he easily stuck out the answer sheet. But yeah. Then with this, Naruto then walked back to his seat before the Hyuga rushed in, saying, "Naruto, damn you!" Listen, Naruto says, "What? You can't kick me out. That's my first strike." Well, this means everyone else in Naruto was just playing smart the whole time. Well, it's like 3 minutes into the exam, and Naruto already analyzed everything. He analyzed he can cheat, and the whole point was cheating. Go to the bathroom, beat up the guy, then switch to EBK. But in the midst of this fake snitching, still one paper. So 3 minutes top. That's all it took. So with this, Naruto's down in his spot, and everyone's keeping an eye on him. But he realized that Naruto, when he gets to grab his paper, he snuck in the answer sheet and had been copying off the paper easily. So he sent the paper in. Like, give him the paper to EBK, and he's like, perfect score, you pass. Naruto smirked. Isn't hesitant, he has to turn in her paper. And in a split second, Sasuke and Sakura turn in their papers too. Naruto moves insanely fast. Ibiki didn't see Naruto getting up and passing the answer sheet to, first Hinata copied off it, but just made to double check her stuff. Well, him and Hinata were cheating at the same time, but, yeah. Then in a split second, just hands passes to Sakura, who passes Sasuke very sneakily. So, yeah. This wasn't that hard. They all set records, and then Naruto handed back the answer sheet to Ibiki. And Ibiki just sighs, saying, that's why you over here, huh? Naruto nodded, and Ibiki just said, you did good, Naruto. You pass. Double points. Now, Ibiki's already pending Naruto's rank to, maybe already tuning just from this example he set. But then now we go on to just Team 7, when they have to do the Force of Death. Well, also Hinata, but... With this, there's a way Naruto and Hinata begin basically swapping blows, and Hinata and Naruto are basically practicing the Gentle Fist. I say after the Sharingan and copied a bit of the Gentle Fist techniques, but these weren't really that good. Well, they weren't that good as he's copying Naruto mainly. Kind of thought Naruto was better than martial arts than Hinata, so it worked. But he has a really bad version of Gentle Fist, a pretty bad version. But now we go on to just when it comes to the Force of Death, where Naruto's using the bathroom and then the hidden rain team attacks him. And called it out and basically kind of fought them off. It was actually kind of able to scare them off. But then Naruto has an idea. He would use a new jutsu he made up, not made up, but a new jutsu he would use that infuses curse energy and fire style, or chakra, but it's fire style chakra. Fires off a giant flaming arrow, then shoots right at the team, making a giant explosion. The team hits the ground, not dead, but they're pretty beaten up. Naruto walked over, stole their scroll, and ran to his team as he threw the scroll to Sasuke. And Sasuke, since he's the main one on the attack 24/7, Sasuke should hold the scroll. And Sasuke would attack and then throw it to Sakura. But because, Sasuke and him are the main attack forces, people will bet on Sakura mainly having the scroll, but if Sasuke being pressed, throw the scroll to Sakura. But now go on to basically Orochimaru. Also, this fight isn't much different, it's just that when it came to the giant snake, Naruto hit it so hard the snake exploded. It exploded. So, he killed it in one punch. So, yeah. But yeah. Actually, I don't see him not killing it, but picking up the snake and just throwing it in the air as high as he can. So, yeah. Actually, let me check this. Actually, if we use Return of Snake reference and then just if we compare snakes like some snakes to like Manda, who's currently dead, but not at this point in the story, but who's dead in canon already, or dead after this arc. Manda should roughly be about double the size of a Titanoboa, probably even more. But keep in mind, it's simple. Manda is around just double a Titanoboa, which is like 50 feet, so around 100 feet for Manda, and then like double the weight, which is 2.5 tons. So Naruto can't lift it. But he also knows how to enhance his body with chakra and anchor energy, which does somewhat. It doesn't ruin his mentally or anything, but it's really straining for his body. So barely able to snake through it, which threw Maru in the air. But then Sasuke would use Fireball Jutsu with Sakura throwing kunai through it. Urshimaru's able to dodge it until the kunai explode. So, Urshimaru's push onto the branch. But then he produces Full Team 7. But Naruto's the harder opponent, because his strength and speed is overwhelming. Like, his ribs are broken, one arm is broken. Like, just, still, he beat them, and still beat Sasuke, but still. But he did it all Naruto. Like, Sasuke didn't have a Sharingan at this point. If Sasuke didn't have a Sharingan that he revealed by accident, but if Sasuke didn't reveal a Sharingan, he would have taken Naruto's body, definitely. Strength, his speed, everything's amazing. But Sasuke's Sharingan kind of just ruined it, so, yeah. But Sharingan still like, kind of just bit Naruto, hoping to actually will take over his body in case he can't get Sasuke, because, like, Itachi, so to say. Like, the only reason he bit Naruto is just like, as like a backup plan. So, yeah. But Naruto's body once absorbing the seal, turning it into like natural chakra. But how strong the seal is, it still stays, but barely. So yeah. But now when it came down to basically just Sakura having fight Team Dosu. Again, fighting Keen, Sure and Keen are pretty close in playing field and power, so she easily beat Keen. Not easily, but she kind of just mid-diffed her. It came to Zaku. Avoiding Zaku's a bit harder, but then attacking him wasn't that hard, as he seemed to be pretty hot-headed and reckless. And then Dosu acknowledged that Sakura was using it to her advantage, and actually didn't activate all of her traps. Actually, one of her traps actually broke both of Zaku's arms. So when he tried to use his ability, he virtually almost blew up his arms. So just because Dosu forced him to not use his arms anymore, his arms aren't gone, but they're hard to use. But Sakura being much exhausted right now, she's mocked by Dosu. But then Rock Lee came in clutch and fights Dosu for Sakura. In this fight, he actually kills Dosu. So yeah, not even actually no. I'm saying killing Dosu because Dosu's focusing on all of his power. Well, Rock Lee's focusing on protecting a beaten Sakura. Sakura's knocked out, but he's pretty tired. His abilities, but kind of attacking Sakura when Rock Lee's away fighting Dosu. Rock Lee beats them both, but no one's dead. They're still able to fight, but yeah. But then Sasuke would awaken him and then try to fight Rock Lee, only for Naruto to appear with Sukuna's marks activated. But then with the curse mark and Sukuna's marks mixing, it basically looks like Sukuna's marks, but in a different font. Is the best way to say it. Like, I can imagine Sukuna's marks, but in like the serif font or Gothic font. So I'll say Gothic font. But yeah. With this, he beats up Sasuke for trying to fight Rock Lee, as Naruto still has a very heroic soul that even Sukuna can't triumph over. Sukuna's like, he's unconscious, or Sukuna's like, he's unconscious. We should try and take over with Kurama. So Kurama and Sukuna will both kind of just take over Naruto at once. As Naruto's eyes are red, but they have a line through it, and then the curly or fancy marks. He beat up Sasuke, and Sasuke on the ground wondering what kind of monster is this powerful. It's not even in this state surpassed Kakashi is like approaching Jiraiya levels of power. That's how strong this form is. So yeah. But eventually, well, Naruto had actually forced the form off, or at least forcing off Sukuna and Kurama, but still having the curse mark activated. Then with this, Naruto being kind of overwhelmed with the curse mark's power and just forcing, kind of just canceling it himself. But now it's how bad he beat up Sasuke. Sasuke's asleep. He's out for the whole 5 days and barely woke up in time. So he's not his wounds healed because of the curse mark, but still, it showed he's roughed up pretty badly. But then so is Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura are pretty roughed up. Yeah, which keep in mind, Sakura's power. She can beat Zaku using her intelligence only intelligence. only like using his rage or using his recklessness and her intelligence against him, she wins. But then using her raw skill can beat Keen, kind of like mid-high diff. But yeah. But those is like her tap out in power. Well, one of Sasuke can individually just mid diff the whole team, or Sasuke can mid diff them all. Why not just low diff them all? Just Dosa's ability is tricky to get around, but he figured it out. But now we just go on to the Sasuke versus Yoroi. Sasuke and Yoroi fight, but Sasuke's skills a bit better than Yoroi, shockingly. So he's able to beat him without using chakra, just raw skill and strength and speed. Then now we go to Sasuke versus Sakura versus Ino. But Sakura just on God speed blitzed her. So yeah. So Sakura just appeared right in front of Ino and kicked her in the chin with her she could, knocking her out. So yeah. Pause. So if you're Sakura heard that in the background, I'm watching Isekai D&D. But yeah. Yeah, back to this. So yeah, now we're going to Hinata versus Neji. It knows this fight's going a little too harsh, but Neji is like going hard on Hinata for teaching some outsider gentle fist. Just for the honor of his clan, but also for her being head of it, for being next in line as head of the clan. For the clan, but also against the clan at the same time, is messed up. But the moment they began going a little too hard, General tried to step in, but Kakashi told him all step down, like stand down. Yes, why until he realized that Neji is being held at bay by Naruto. I was wondering what you mean by that. He's blocking and countering all of Neji's strikes effortlessly. But eventually he had thrown Neji in the air, hitting him in the gut full force, sending him flying into the wall. Not full force, because that could actually lead to really permanent damage and kill him in the long run. But hard Neji flying into a wall and unconscious. Naruto's giving a warning, but Naruto says, no, he's not just unconscious. You guys haven't seen that already. And you know, she's been out for a few minutes, but just still standing to impress, not impress, but to just to show that she's different to Neji, and also just impress Naruto. This is just for her own gain. She's still standing, but also just to prove herself, she's still standing. So yeah, but she's unconscious. You know how Rock Lee was. She done at that state, but no one noticed she was. Just her taking the broader hits or just weakly blocking them. So Neji already won, but he was still going, and he knew this. So they gave Neji a warning, saying that in the one with the training that's going to be after this, they'll debate if Neji can take the final exam. So yeah. And Naruto's warning is taken away. So yeah. But now to Naruto versus Kiba. Kiba views Naruto as a rival, despite Naruto viewing Kiba as like an ally or like a friend or like an acquaintance. Yeah, so Kiba says, this rivalry is finally going to end here today, huh? She says, my rivalry is with Sasuke. Kiba says, never mind that, damn you. Kiba's pride is hit horribly. Kiba is done. Yeah. So, but Kiba basically just fights Naruto, and as he tries to fight Naruto, well, it's not going too well for him at all. Like, yeah, Kiba like Fang over Fang. Naruto holds out his hand and tanks the Fang over Fang with one hand. Kiba does not have enough strength to break Naruto's durability. So Naruto spun around and basically just grabbed Kiba's hair and threw him into a wall. But caught Akamaru, so Akamaru went to the ground, telling Akamaru that he'll be gentle with him, but he just puts him down. Then Akamaru and Kiba trying to basically go with his owner. But Naruto is just basically blocking it and no diffing Kiba with just horribly brutalizing Kiba. Or to everyone else, he is. While Naruto's not even trying, he just cannot control his new strength or speed that he got from the curse mark. By the time he's done, well, basically, it's because Kyujin said stop. And Naruto realized how badly Kiba's beaten up. But Kiba did realize and just told Naruto, damn you, how dare you hold back on me? And Naruto just kneels down, saying he wasn't trying to defend Kiba, he just don't want to kill him. He just tells Kiba just one hit in the wrong spot, with not even using half his current power, could kill Kiba in the long run. So yeah. But this did acknowledge everyone that Naruto didn't even know how strong he was. He was just fighting Kiba. Not enough to kill him, but hard enough to just show some respect to him. Like he's like 30% on Kiba at the max. But now we move on to Rock Lee. We have Naruto versus Rock Lee. No, not versus Gar versus Rock Lee. Naruto analyzing this fight carefully, even realizing that Rock Lee got a bit stronger. But Rock Lee honestly should train a bit harder, just up like not like for like 5 days, just up to his routine of training, and even increase the weight on his legs during the 5 days. So he is a tad bit faster, but not faster than Naruto 7,000 miles an hour. At the best, he went from like 3,000 to like 5,000, so closing in on Naruto. But eventually, one kick had actually almost knocked out Gaara officially, but Gaara barely able to stand. Had just use a hybrid form and try to slash at at Rock Lee. And Rock Lee takes the slash head on. But now with how weak Rock Lee is, but also how weak Gaara is, like we basically all both have a sleep. It's kind of just like you know how Naruto and Sasuke fight in the valley at the end. It's kind of what Rock Lee and Gaara are doing. But when the fight's over, Rock Lee had better endurance, and Gaara hit the ground. But Gaara can't get back up. But then Rock Lee just passed out standing up. But hey, they paid better attention and realized that Rock Lee still won standing, but he's the one unconscious. So he called the fight as Gaara's win. But Gaara felt this win was honestly just because he's used in Cherokee. That's it. The only reason he won. He won just because of the Tailbeast's strength, not his own, which made him a whole lot of pissed off. Like the moment he tried to basically rage, almost lashed out, Naruto appeared below, like right next to him, hitting him in the gut, hard him to knock him out. And then, well, Shugaku didn't emerge. Naruto's chakra is honestly emitting Sukuna and Kurama vibes, so Shugaku will not emerge out of Gaara just in fear of his own suspicion. So yeah. The 1 month of training now. Naruto met Jiraiya and honestly fought Jiraiya over peeping on women, and the women are just cheering on Naruto for trying to fight Jiraiya in their honor. As a lot of people in Konoha do like Naruto with how kind he is, using his own strength and speed to help people, but yeah. But as Naruto and Jiraiya still fight, well, Jiraiya realizes Naruto's strength and speed is overwhelming and actually kind of scary. But actually, he's able to hold Naruto in a chokehold and choke him out. As Naruto couldn't get out of this hold, even like no matter how flexible, strong, or fast he was, he couldn't get out of the hold. At the end of it, Jiraiya had beaten Naruto, but one rib was broken and one of his arms is numb. So like doesn't even sure if he still has an arm until he looks at his arm. Like, okay, it's still there. I thought I lost the arm. But yeah, so now with this, we enter Naruto. But Naruto describes his force of death thing to Jiraiya, and Jiraiya says, "Well, now you're not learning summoning. You're gonna master that damn seal, or that damn curse mark." But Naruto easily did it. His curse mark abilities are playing at the point where they're near Jugo level, because they were enhanced by Sukuna and Kurama's chakra. Or Kurakuna's chakra, basically enhanced by that. So, yeah, because the seal's a bit stronger, but also because those two are more neutral towards Naruto, the seal is more or less already decently under control. But in the span of 2 weeks, Naruto had mastered it, so it worked. And then, well, it took Naruto 2 days to learn summoning. He already had really good chakra control, and already had a vast amount of it because of how much he trains himself and his reserves. The man can use 2 nature releases. You don't think his chakra levels are fast already as a kid? But yeah. But then, since he learned something in 3 days, he began teaching Naruto Rasengan. Now he pick up like the Rasengan like this whole cat thing Rasengan. Like I kind of gonna call it the cat Rasengan to myself personally. But Jiraiya's gonna have Naruto learn how to use Rasengan with just one hand without using the other one for help, just using his own chakra. So that's kind of his main goal of training right now. It took him 1 day for Rasengan, but then he has spent like a week and a half doing it one hand, which he doesn't do yet. He's close to it, but can't do it fully. He can make like a mini Rasengan, which is half the damage of a normal. So yeah. But now with this, we go into Naruto versus Neji. As they realized that the fight would be Naruto versus Neji, so they thought it'd be a good fight. So yeah, even since Naruto isn't as badly injured as in Kanon, she's a bit stronger actually. Well, she actually came to Naruto's training grounds and began teaching him gentle fist when Jiraiya wasn't around. So Naruto fist on the level of like an average Hyuga child, like you should enter the academy, like you're 8 years old, your gentle fist should be basic, or you should have all the basics down. Not just like that level. So he has all the basics of gentle fist down, and like Kenzo has the basics of it down, but it has no Byakugan to enhance it, but just really good sensory ninjutsu. As him and Neji fight, everyone was just gonna block and counter. It's not just gonna beat Neji using only gentle fist. Nothing more, just gentle fist versus gentle fist. But in this fight, Naruto is gonna force Neji to acknowledge hard work over talent. And eventually, the fight's almost over. He had to yell to Neji that everyone has talent, just people like Neji refuse to admit it. It's because they have it more than others. They refuse to admit everyone has their own talent. And then Rock Lee has the lots more talent than Neji does. And that Rock Lee even has more talent than Guy. All Rock Lee has to do is tap into that, and he'll become the strongest shinobi to ever exist, or one of the strongest shinobi to ever exist. As Naruto is a pretty big Rock Lee fanboy. He admits it too. Yeah. But Neji is being enraged that Naruto is on this Neji views Naruto as like another prodigy, so he's mad about Naruto's words, which is like him getting sloppy. But Naruto landed a successful gentle strike, letting Neji flying through the air and hitting the ground. Naruto stand over Neji, and then basically tell Neji to submit, or he'll beat him, or he'll beat him even worse than he did before. But Neji got up, trying to fight again, but only tried to take one step. He hit the ground unconscious. As Naruto just smirked, saying that he memorized a few chakra points. So yeah, he walked away. He's the winner. My guy and Rock Lee jump in front of Naruto, applauding him, and my guy and Rock Lee both hug Naruto. Naruto isn't a hugger, but he felt happy about this. So, yeah. As Naruto on the stand, he even hugs him. Everyone sees Naruto turn bright red. Like, Hinata's bright red, and Naruto's bright red. But Naruto faints. So, yeah, he's already tired, because he only focused on using Gentle Fist, and used any other abilities besides Gentle Fist. Fainted from both exhaustion and pain from being hugged by Rock Lee and Mike Guy, and now the girl he loves hugging him. So yeah, the man fainted. So yeah, he woke up in the med bay right as Rock Lee and Gaara, not Rock Lee, but it was Sasuke and Gaara's fight is gonna start. And Gaara has been training the whole 1 month, like just training his Magnum. He's telling Rasa that he acknowledges he needs to be strong as a person, not as a Jinchuriki. But Rasa will actually realize that Gaara is strong as a person. He'll be stronger as a Jinchuriki. So Rasa talking about himself like he actually trained Gaara. So yeah. So Gaara's a bit stronger than Canon and fights Sasuke. But Sasuke's also a bit stronger than Canon too. Fight most ends in a draw though, because Gaara is a bit stronger. So yeah. The fight's gonna mainly end in a draw, but Gaara still does go hybrid and still try to leave. But after I woke up at the beginning of the fight. Well, this man's a lot stronger because he mashed the curse mark. His 7,000 miles an hour moved to being exactly the speed of lightning. So. And then you move at speed of lightning. His reflexes are beyond a Itadori speed. His perception of time is a lot faster than everyone else. He sees time a lot slower in his point of view. Catching Gaara is not hard at all for him. He appears from Gaara and kicks him into the ground. So yeah, by the time he landed, he activated Curse Mark 1, and immediately Kabuto and Orochimaru and Naruto had mastered the Curse Mark in that 1 month. They cannot do anything about that. Like, they realize that he's a better learner or more eager to learn anything than Sasuke is. So yeah. So he fights Gaara. Gaara even turned into One Tails. But Curse Mark Naruto, Curse Mark 1 Naruto beat the One Tails. So yeah. So he disabled Curse Mark and then picked up Gaara. Putting Gaara in somewhere safe and talked to Gaara. Even pointing out to Gaara that his dad's probably dead now because just Orochimaru revealed that he was the fake Kazekage. Or at least the one that they came here with. So Gaara is kind of fortunately said that realized his dad's dead, and him and his dad just got a bond. They recently made a bond, and Gaara even got a bit of emotion off this. So yeah, Gaara ended up tearing up a bit, but tried not to. But not sure Gaara take control of the hidden sand. So yeah. They're just starting to acknowledge him as Kazekage's son, not as the one-tailed. So Gaara is able to demand the hidden sand and told them to ally themselves with the hidden leaf and turn on the hidden sound because they killed the Kazekage. So yeah, you'll have to actually ask Gaara, can he turn into one-tails by will? Gaara says he can turn into hybrid by will, but not the full one-tails. Naruto says that'll work. This is not in Curse Mark 1 state. And when Gaara built from the air, Gaara had to use a strong punch, and after using his own punch, was able to land a punch on the barrier, shattering it completely. The other jump in, but so took Kakashi and Guy. But Rock Lee isn't as injured, so he jumps in as well, alongside Hinata, who's not as injured. Her and Neji were a bit closer in scale than before. So, yeah. So with this, Hinata, Naruto, Rock Lee, Gaara. These ones combined fight Tobirama, while Kakashi and Guy fight against Hashirama. And Naruto at the best end in terms of max power, or if he goes all out of his own capabilities, which is like the full power curse mark form, which has the same potential as Jugo's form, but Naruto's in control of his, and that's the difference. But then using Sukuna's chakra, Sukuna's chakra energy and Chroma chakra in like combination, but only using the hybrid form, like the Zero Tails form, or the Rage mode, but not the One Tails or anything. If you were to use all that in tandem, he beats the Sannin. So, but in this form that's going in right now, well, at the best he's matching Jiraiya, but not like Imperfect Sage mode Jiraiya. He's using max out Curse Mark, and then with a little bit of Cursed Energy mixed in there. Because he can't control his form if he goes all out using Nine Tails, Sukuna, and the Curse Mark. He can't control himself fully. But yeah. Let's see fighting Tobirama. Tobirama is being pushed by them all combined, but mainly Naruto. But Naruto then has an idea, telling him to distract him, and when he says go, leave. So by the time Naruto said go, they all leave or jump away. And a giant cannon made of chakra is formed on Naruto's hands. He fires it and basically just turns the reincarnation of Tobirama to basically dust. And it'll take a long time to regrow. So, then when came Hashirama, Guy is already at the 7th gate. But Naruto fired off Chakra Blast, basically destroying most of Hashirama's body. So Guy just had disabled his chakra mode, not chakra mode, his 7th gate, thanking Naruto. If it was 7th gate, like 6th gate, I'd bet because of just how weak this scaling for this part of Naruto is, but also just because the reanimation's a lot weaker. I'd say at the most, gate 6. Yeah. But on this one, Naruto ran full speed ahead, with everyone else next to him, besides the guy who's exhausted. So as Guy ran on full speed ahead towards Orochimaru with Hiruzen. They fight him, and Hiruzen is able to live on, and Orochimaru's arms basically will. Hiruzen would probably sort of seal most of Orochimaru. So he sealed off Orochimaru's arms, and well, like 90% of his chakra. So the man has basically no chakra and cannot use his arms. The man's in despair. So yeah. And the worst part is his backup and main plans, their curse marks are nigh mastered. So yeah, the man's depressed. He still escapes because Hiruzen had died and everyone's distraught about it. So in the midst of the distraught, he just leaves. But yeah, the funeral, Naruto sends Konohamaru the whole time, and Konohamaru clings on Naruto the whole time. So Konohamaru kind of views Naruto like his father figure is gone now, and the closest thing he has to a father figure are Naruto and Ebisu. Which is shocking because Konohamaru views Naruto as like a big brother. No, this Konohamaru views Naruto as like a dad. Not be the smartest, but he teaches Konohamaru things that a dad would teach their son. Well, some of the things, not all of it, but yeah. So the age gap not being that big, still, it's kind of just weird. Originally, like Boruto, Naruto's 33, and Konohamaru's 27, so like a 6-year age gap. So Naruto right now is 13, so, or at this point I think 14, so 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Konohamaru at this point is like 7 years old. But just now on to Sunday retrieval mission. So Naruto and Jiraiya head out for the mission. And in the meantime, Naruto finally had learned to do Rasengan with just one hand, which is a step above canonical Shippuden Naruto. At this point, he mainly learned like Rasen Shuriken, or on the verge of learning Rasen Shuriken. Or recently learned it, but this Naruto could probably do Rasen Shuriken by the time of the Sasuke retrieval mission. So. Yeah. But now when it comes down to just finding Tsunade. Tsunade made the bet with Naruto. Made the bet with Naruto. But he pulled out Rasengan a bit earlier and slammed it right into her back, sending her flying through the air. She hit the ground holding her spine, and this is barely able to heal. She can barely even walk now because of how badly broken it is. She in the 100 healing. This man immediately heals up, but then disabled it. And basically, that's Jiraiya who this is. Not who it is, but how is he this strong? But Jiraiya says if Naruto would go all out to his own willing capability, he can even beat Jiraiya. He can even beat full power Jiraiya, maybe even full power Tsunade. But then says no, she's a strong Sannin if she goes all out. And honestly, this is my own statement. 100 healing Tsunade is beating perfect state with Jiraiya. Those are my words. So yeah, guys want to argue her versus Pain at 100 healings. She's info on Pain. She didn't beat him. If she used 100 healing, she didn't beat Pain. So yeah. But yeah, so Tsunade became Hokage because the bet was made before the week was up. So she never agreed to deal with Orochimaru. They honestly just left. Yeah, so Jiraiya's only hope is gone. And because he is desperate, well, he began researching Kimimura's diseases with any doctor he could find. And they kind of made a medicine that wasn't that good, but it held off side effects. And Kimimura was like, okay, just take my body because it held off the illness now. So yeah. So Orochimaru took Kimimura's body a bit early, not very early, kind of shook it in general. And well, but that allowed him to access the bone Genkai. But also study and hold off the disease a bit longer. So when it came to Sasuke's retrieval mission, it was literally Orochimaru who retrieved Sasuke. So yeah, now it came down to basically everyone trying to grab Sasuke. Well, Orochimaru just bodied all the Konoha 12 in front of Naruto. The only person that wasn't bodied is Sasuke because he was at Orochimaru's back. So yeah, Naruto trying to fight, and Orochimaru's sheer trickiness with Kimimura's Genkai. He beat Naruto by stabbing him right through the chest with his elbow while actually faking a punch. So yeah, Naruto needing to heal. He tried to chase him, but slowly. But in the meantime, Orochimaru had an idea to escape Naruto's speed, summon Manda, and then as Orochimaru sees Naruto about to catch up to him, or to grab him, really, Manda reverse summoned, but with Naruto's arm. So Naruto lost an arm, which everyone saw, but it regrew in like 10 minutes tops. Like 10 minutes top. So, yeah. But now with this, we go on to basically Naruto is given the rank of Jonin, which Jiraiya recommended that. And so you can already tell that Naruto's a Sannin level shinobi. So yeah, but by the time Naruto is 16, he'll be given the title of a Sannin. So he'll be replacing Naruto. He'll be replacing Orochimaru. So yeah. But then 2 years, Naruto is a perfect sage. That's obviously what he wanted to do. He has Rasen Shuriken. So perfect sage, Rasen Shuriken. Mastered Curse Mark. He can control Karakuna's chakra all the way up to 5 tails. He has Compressor Sengon. Basically, he has every Sengon ever introduced. Yep, he has every Sengon. He's been a sage for like a year at this point, so yeah, his power is basically nigh infinite. He even has a binding vow with like Karakuna, and the binding vow is basically just Karakuna's allowed to take over. Well, they take over for around a minute, but they use Naruto's abilities to their max potential. Then the second condition is that Naruto can actually, if they're going to kill someone innocent or someone on their side, they take over before the attack is launched, or not they take over. Naruto takes over before the attack is launched. They have 1 minute, and if they try to betray Naruto at all, he takes over again. It's kind of a default. And they Karahuna tried to sneak in a last rule, but Naruto interrupted them and took over that rule, so it worked for him. But now, Kazekage retrieval mission doesn't happen. He killed Deidara and Sasori is retreating. So, yeah, honestly, it's literally a hunt for Sasori. They find him, interrogate him, give information to Konoha. That's kind of how it worked. Gaara was barely able to kill Kankuro. Not Kankuro, barely able to kill Sasori. It was a very hard battle, but he won. See? But then after this, Tenshu Bridge is launched a bit earlier, but they began prepping for it. And Yamato's on their team. And it's still basically the same canonical team, but Naruto's with them just because, he wanted to. So yeah, so because with them, he's hiding his presence. Then the one that Kabuto tried like basically cut Yamato's puppet in half. Naruto appeared right in front of Kabuto, Rasenganing him in the air, like through the air. Kabuto at the ground, unconscious, almost dead. But then Naruto punched Naruto right in the face and him flying through the air. Naruto bounced off the ground and then bounced to the air, and just landing on his feet, but holding his jaw, and this is insane strength. He even compares it to Tsunade. Then you see Orochimaru on his body, but this body is still Kimimamaru's, but it's now perfect. Mastered bone release. He's he even has the curse mark still, which is mastered now. But his body, he became a sage too. This body is basically maxed out in stats. So yeah, that's the only thing that's missing that Orochimaru would want is a Sharingan. His body currently, with Orochimaru's maxed out stats, it's above Itachi, but barely. So yeah. So with this, well, Naruto and Orochimaru fight it out. Not just above all Sanin, basically above everyone currently. Well, I think his power was like power tap out would probably be Pain. So not even Pain, because Dry can take down 2 paths with that, and then Naruto above 100 healing Tsunade. I would say probably Edo Madara, like Edo Madara, but pre-Rinnegan. Around that level is his power tap out. So yeah, here's tap out in power. But then we'll should add on Kimimamaru or Orochimaru because his new body, but also being a perfect sage above anything else. And imperfect sage Jiraiya, most pass of pain, and I assume perfect sage no Jiraiya is at least Itachi level. I would put this Orochimaru probably closer to Obito if I were to think really hard about it. So this one looks closer to Obito. The fight happens, but Naruto is able to beat Orochimaru. So yeah, beat Orochimaru, but it was still a pretty hard battle. But then Orochimaru and Kabuto retreat as Orochimaru learned reverse summoning himself. So yeah. So as they reverse summon, they then get themselves back to their base using a seal. Then they tell Sasuke that Orochimaru had lost to Naruto, which amazed Sasuke because he can't beat Orochimaru, but Naruto can. But Naruto began sensing all the way to the base and ran to it. But on the way there, they did make a few stops. Then when they get there originally, well, it kind of goes the same way, but then when Sasuke would try to basically stab Naruto, or basically disperse Kurama and Kanon, well, when Sasuke tries to disperse Kurakuna, well, Kurakuna is stronger than basically everyone in the series. Because he fused with Sukuna, who has a bit of Tentacle Chakra making up his body, but not as strong as Nine-Tails is. So, yeah, this is not a good fight, or a good attempt. Kurakuna scares Sasuke out of the mindscape, and then Naruto and Sasuke fight, only for Sasuke to lose horribly. It's like a low, like a no diff to a low diff. So yeah. So as Sasuke is defeated by Naruto, he goes Sasuke by the neck and walks away. But Orochimaru and Kabuto try to fight him, but he beats them both again, and then he leaves. So yeah. Yamato kind of tied them up in like a kind of just binding them up in like a wooden box, and him and Sakura drag those boxes away. But now in Konoha, Orochimaru and Kabuto are put in Hidden Leaf Prison. Orochimaru and Kabuto are put in Hidden Leaf Prison, and Sasuke is as well. So yeah, but he's integrated, then actually released. After this, well, a lot of the arcs happen. A Kakashi suppression mission happens. Same goes the same way. Tail Dry the Gallant goes per normal, but Dry is a bit more closer to Master Sage mode. He beats basically every path of pain except for Yahiko. So Yahiko's the only path left. Dry honestly just ran out of Sage mode and then died from exhaustion. Like pain didn't kill him; his exhaustion killed him. So yeah, so he could have beaten Pain if he had better stamina. That's really just it. Better stamina, and he would have won. Like that's just how Jiraiya is in the series. But Naruto is now ready to deliver the hands, since he didn't need to train for 2 weeks on Mount Iboku. When he heard that Jiraiya had died, he walked to the Hidden Rain, ready to throw hands. And like no one could stop him. But Sasuke joined him. So yeah, Sasuke joined him. Then once they beat Pain, they're gonna interrogate him for information on Itachi. Then they're gonna go out on a crusade and beat Itachi. So yeah. But as soon as they get to the hidden rain, well, Conan was actually expecting them because Naruto isn't gone. But Conan tries to fight Naruto, only for him to grab her before she even turns into paper, and he throws her halfway across the hidden rain. So yeah. So as he threw her, she hit the ground, bounced off of it, only for Naruto to appear above her and elbow drop her into the ground. So yeah. And not as angry as Yuuji was when Junpei died. Like he's that angry, but like times 10. So the man is fuming. Suddenly we see Pain arrive, and Pain tries to attack, only to get Black Flashed through the chest and just have his whole have his body destroyed. Gentle fist to the chest, and then have his body destroyed, which kills the Ayako path. And then Sasuke fights the other paths and barely wins. Like the man's almost passed out at this point. This is thanks to Master Curse Mark and the passive ability to take in nature energy, which enhances chakra reserves a bit. Just because it's better stamina than Jiraiya, he won. So yeah, it's better stamina beat Pain. That's all this series was. Then he came to Nagato, and then Sasuke interrogates him. But then before he dies, Naruto kind of snatches out his Rinnegan. So yeah. So with this, he actually offers kind of has Sasuke one Rinnegan. Sasuke takes out his eye and puts it in. You learn a bit of healing ninjutsu thing thanks to Kabuto. So he put it in safely, and then with these two, they both enter their mindscapes to see Hagoromo. And Sasuke basically says he wants to beat Itachi, and that's all the thing is. And Hagoromo says, with his power, you can beat him. So Sasuke has a Rinnegan now, but puts a headband over it to suppress it. He can't handle his full power right now. Well, the Naruto was given just six paths chakra, but then at the same time, mastered Sukuna and mastered Kurama abilities, which means mastered Kurakuna abilities. So yeah, now all he needs to do is go into the mindscape, fight them, and he'll be given automatic KCM 1 and 2. So just fight them, and he's given automatic KCM 1 and 2. But for now, until he does that, he can turn into a full Kurakuna. But yeah, then now on to Itachi. The battle happens like a week later, which means a weaker Itachi, because he's dying. As they fight, I'm not sure how they caught out that Itachi was dying, so Sasuke didn't kill him. So outside, Naruto and Kisame fight, and Kisame is beaten by Naruto, who didn't even go into the curse mark state. He's honestly threw hands and won. So, but Sasuke had already beaten Itachi at the same time that Naruto had beaten Kisame, and they're both up to Konoha. Then using Naruto's research on disease, but then also Tsunade's own knowledge on just medical abilities. Itachi's cured. So yeah. So with this now, eventually they make a deal with Orochimaru, and then he comes out of the prison and gives his old lab back, but under strict watch from Itachi, actually, because Itachi revealed he was a spy. And then Kisame, just because he follows Itachi, he's allowed to walk free. So yeah, all that's left is the five Kage Summit, which happens a bit earlier. But Tsunade then says that this is honestly deployed to draw out Zetsu and Obito. Itachi says that they're likely to show up here. If they beat these two here, then sure. Or to draw out Madara and Zetsu. But if they beat these two here, then we'll have an actual discussion. But when Obito and Zetsu both arrive, Tsunade was already the plan as Sasuke and Naruto were on standby. Also, if you guys are curious about the other Rinnegan that Naruto had, it's kind of Konoha kept for research, but under strict watch by Itachi. So honestly, because Obito doesn't want to fight a healthy Itachi, he doesn't go after that Rinnegan. Because Itachi isn't sick, he's hesitant to fight him. Plus he had recovery time and training time, so the man's a bit stronger. About as strong as Pain is, so even that makes him a bit more hesitant to fight him. But yeah. So then they go on to just Naruto and Sasuke fighting against Obito, and they beat him. So yeah, they beat him. Because Naruto and Sasuke both have access to 6 powers. And Naruto's power currently is roughly around, I would say, probably comparable to 8th Gate, equal to 8 Gate's guy, but so he's like Jubidara level. but then not quite Kaguya level. If that makes sense. 8 gates level, but not, or 8th gate level, but not Kaguya level, because that's kind of how I view it. Well, Sasuke should be lower than that because he doesn't have enough chakra to control his Rinnegan. So yeah. But now, so with this, well, in the meantime of the five Kage summit happening, Naruto beat Kunakuna, and will now unlock KCM 1 and 2. He met Kushina and Minato, and now we go on to the event of Boruto happening. Because Naruto became the sixth Hokage. He's smart enough, strong enough, and everything. So, but then, since he's Hokage at 16 years old, well, we go on to just the Shinichira incident when Naruto's 33. So, hold up. At this point, Naruto's been Hokage for over 17 years. So yeah, he's had a good run as Hokage already. The man will be Hokage into his 60s. If he doesn't die. But, yeah, he'll have, like, the longest run as Kage. And I'm not counting Hiruzen. He had to restart. So, Naruto currently has longest... Actually, I can't say that right now, because Hiruzen became Kage when he was like 22. Then left in his, like 30s or 40s. So, maybe same time as Naruto. Like, the same duration of Kage as Hiruzen does. Without a restart. But yeah, so Naruto and Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura versus Shin and Uchiha. Sakura isn't much stronger than in canon, barely stronger actually, just a bit smarter really. That's all that is. But Naruto just one tap Shin. The way he found him, just kicked him in the chest so hard that he caved it in and killed him. Then took his body to Orochimaru, and Orochimaru studies it. So yeah,